Welcome back to NBA Today, presented by Häagen-Dazs.
Jalen Brunson's, he got it! I like what I'm seeing. Feeling the groove, scintillating moves. Bullseye! Some Mitchell madness.
Roller coaster for sure. The journey shows you who you are.
And we are here getting ready for the Eastern Conference Finals. You guys see that price tag? So expensive.
Yeah, the average price for tonight's game one at Madison Square Garden, $502, but the biggest show in town, it's a good price.
Literally the biggest show, because I want to focus on the big. Everyone here wants to give the guards the credit here. Our guy Russ in studio is come correct. Rocking Jalen Brunson. But again, it's the biggest show. You can leave because this is big only here. Karl-Anthony Towns is truly the X factor. I want you guys to see these numbers because he's currently in the postseason averaging 6.6 assists, which is more than his past 3 seasons combined. He is having a renaissance. He is being revitalized. He is the hub of New York. If they're trying to get to the NBA Finals, it will literally come down to the ball being in his hands. And let me show you this area of improvement. There's a 2-man action here. He's palming the ball, and look at it. He throws a nice little over-the-top pass because the paint is wide open. He's not even trying to settle the score. He's on one-on-one single coverage. Instead, he's getting his teammates going. Most importantly, the teammate being the hero, right? Jalen Brunson. Here, just making a right read. Slow on the step out, slow to try to get out to Brunson's shot. You know what happens here? He's going to attack. He's so good. Big body Brunson creating contact. And last but not least, I just love how Cat, again, is not settling. He's on the perimeter, one-on-one. He could look to score. He could look to attack. He can shoot threes. Most people here would just attack the lane. Instead, he finds OG Anunoby. Him spreading the wealth has been so crucial for them because it allows guys like OG, Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart and company to truly cook. And last but not least, look at what the Knicks are shooting.
Wow.
When he passes the ball, 73%. Mind you, he's shooting 62% in the last series. So offensively, this is where this team has truly been separating. Cat on the attack, Malik.
Yeah, Karl-Anthony Towns has been a huge difference maker, Chene, in this series. As we say hello to Vince Goodwill, his Hennessy-tinted glasses.
Yeah, boy, shaded up.
Vince has been, if you can't tell by the drip, he's been covering the New York Knicks for us over the course of this postseason. And you just wrote a story about exactly what Chene is talking about. Cat as the hub of the offense. What's that unlocked for New York?
Everything.
Yeah.
I think when you take the pressure off of Jalen Brunson, and there's been this sort of uneasy balance between Karl-Anthony Towns and Mike Brown this season because his numbers have not been as plentiful as they were under Tom Thibodeau. In that film session between games 3 and 4 against the Atlanta Hawks after the Knicks go down 2-1 and panic was widespread, Mike Brown basically challenged him in his own way and said, hey, what are you doing? If you want the ball, go get the ball. And now we've seen Karl-Anthony Towns play like Draymond Green, play like Domantas Sabonis, players who have played under Mike Brown. He's just a more diverse offensive player than everybody that we've seen.
And now you're seeing this lethal Shump 2-man game between Jalen Brunson and Karl-Anthony Towns.
This is what we always wanted. We knew that at the end of games, the Knicks do a great job of being in the game, whether that's within 6 plus or negative. But what we couldn't see with them turning the corner is how can y'all do that slugfest going into that timeout where the other team has to call the timeout because we know what's happening, but there's no real adjustment to make. We got to throw something out of left field at them because it's like we can't deal with this. Now you have it to where you can put Karl-Anthony Towns into the little cat scan. That's what I'm going to call it. That's the cat scan. When he sit up top right there and there he get 2 cutters going off and he can wait on that late pass, he's just looking for the mistake to get made. And I think the more he's done that this season, especially with the playoff, you've watched Jalen Brunson not only be a great cutter, but a great screener. He's been able to set back screens. He's been able to get guys going, but that forces people to be in action, and that gives you a closeout with Jalen Brunson at the end of the game. I don't think a lot of people could deal with that.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that the fans wanted, obviously former Knicks wanted, but it's what they needed. It's what Cat needed because I think they were losing him at one point. And this might have been a situation where we might have been trading Cat. But this opened up the door not only for Cat, but other guys reaping the benefits, like Mikal Bridges. He's getting more looks. Everybody else is getting rhythm. Cat's feeling more involved in the offense, even though it's not for scoring. But this is what he needed. This is what the team needed, and it is playing unbelievable basketball since then.
We were asking if Mikal Bridges was going to get benched after a scoreless game 3.
He looked pretty unhappy.
He's woken up from that basically off of passes and offense from Karl-Anthony Towns. He's been the best facilitator on this team.
Right, but now the question becomes for the Cavaliers, how do they slow down Karl-Anthony Towns?
Well, the first thing they got to do is not turn the ball over, because the Cavs' defense in the playoffs is just, it ranks 8th out of the playoffs.
Up and down.
Okay, they are, of the teams that are still alive, the Cavs have the weakest defense. The Knicks have a very strong offense, as we saw. Obviously, the Knicks are going to want to attack that. The Cavs have to make them go into the half court. Cat is killing teams in the half court, but in the half court, the Cavs have some weapons. In transition, the Cavs are getting toasted. So the first thing you got to do is make the Knicks actually use that offense of going to Cat and let Jared Allen and Evan Mobley and Dean Wade, they're guys who have good size and can defend, give them a fighting chance against Cat. The second thing they have to do is control Jalen Brunson. You know what they're going to do in this game. They are going to get Jalen Brunson matched up against Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. They are going to try to create those matchups that will be in the game plan right at the top. They need to hold their own and stay out of foul trouble because Jalen Brunson draws fouls. So those are 2 really important things for the Cavs to stay in the series.
Don't forget also in the last 5 minutes of the game, it gets close. You know they're going to go Jalen Brunson, spread ISO. They can still go and use that. They just haven't had to because these games have been blowouts. They have not been tested. If there's a question about the Knicks, Shump, the Knicks have not been tested while the Cavs have played nothing but stress-filled games for the past 2.5 weeks.
And this is the first time, though, that you're going to watch at the end of the game, Jalen Brunson might just have a ton of energy because he hasn't been burning it all game using 20 to 25 dribbles on a possession. That's what makes it so
But they're going to make him work on defense, too. You got James Harden.
Sure, without a doubt.
Both teams are going to be hunting each other.
Lace your shoes up tight. Lace them up.
Well, and then there's also the question, maybe a couple of tests early in that Hawks series that the Knicks faced here, but certainly the last 7 games, they have. Shump goes, walking around, though, New York City, I don't know about you guys, it has been orange and blue skies. So we asked our producers for some help here. They cooked up the best plays of the Knicks season. So why don't we just take a little trip down memory lane here, starting it off, Shump, with some top posters. This is against the Rockets.
Hey!
Karl-Anthony Towns.
What you doing down there?
Poor Jabari. Throwing it down with one hand.
Ooh.
Oh, don't talk to me dirty.
And then against the Pacers, OG Anunoby.
Excuse
OG.
And it looks like OG Brian's going to be back here for game 1.
Yeah, he's probable. I would expect him to get big minutes if he's going to go.
The 76ers, Mitch Robinson.
Watch your head.
Hey!
Way upstairs.
That's Joel Embiid. He slammed it on.
Hey!
Up in the attic.
Oh, Joel, you got to fix your face. Fix your face if you're going to be in the boat.
How about some Karl-Anthony Towns dimes? May I offer you one against the Hawks here? Cat gets the offensive board.
You know, he keeps change in his pocket.
No
Damn, baby. I'm just looking for the mistake. I see a problem. Let me fix that. Oh, baby.
And then Cat, trapped in the corner.
This was a tough one right here. You know how he got this.
You thought he was trapped. You thought he was trapped.
Swung it over to
I love how he walks off.
Underhand.
He do the walk off.
He totally does. And then against the Raptors, Cat comes in, grabs the board.
Ooh, the rebound.
Attitude.
That was
Now walk off.
So magic.
All right, let's jump to some Knicks' most memorable moments here. This is game 4 against the 76ers. Brunson, he scored 5 points in 7
Oh, my God.
Anybody see Mortal Kombat yet?
That's footwork.
The new movie is
Gotta
out.
send him to the screen.
5
I'm not
points
done. I'm not
in
done.
7 seconds.
Honestly, I would need a timeout after that play.
Yeah, and then against the Pacers, Brunson gets to a spot. It's a game winner, by the way.
Clutch player of the year.
Another clutch shot by Jalen Brunson.
VLs over.
And then against the Celtics, this is Josh Hart. Josh Hart hit
dribble.
not 1, but 2 clutch threes
Two of those then.
to lead to the Knicks' victory here. So the Knicks have had some impressive moments. They're hoping to add to that collection tonight. Vince, thank you for the insight. Coming up, though, we had an alien who landed in Oklahoma City, stole game 1 from the MVP. So our panel weighs in on what needs to change for SGA and the Thunder and how they defend Wemby.